Hey, good day to you. This is Todd. I'm a regular dude walking in the Word. Hey, we're going through Genesis right now, and we talked about yesterday the gifts that Joseph had, two gifts that he had. Okay, and keep in mind we'll go into the gifts of the Spirit when we get into those books in the New Testament. So I wanted to just touch on those, but keep in mind you can have more than one gifting of the Holy Spirit. Okay, it's not like, oh, I've got my one gift and that's all there is. Okay, so those were giftings we talked about. Today I want to talk about taking notice of God in your life, and it's taken from Genesis 41 verses 33 to 40. Okay, we read this already yesterday. I want to reread it because it pertains to today. Pharaoh took notice of God working in Joseph's life. Okay, and he definitely wanted that. He was like, it's obvious God is working in your life, and he put him in charge because of that. Okay, so follow along with me here. It says this, and now let Pharaoh look for a discerning and wise man and put him in charge of the land of Egypt. Let Pharaoh appoint commissioners over the land to take a fifth of the harvest. Okay, so that's 20%. We talked about that yesterday. 20% of the harvest of Egypt during the 7 years of abundance. They should collect all the food of these good years that are coming, and store up the grain under the authority of Pharaoh, to be kept in the cities for food. The food should be held in reserve for the country, to be used during the 7 years of famine that will come upon Egypt, so that the country may not be ruined by the famine. The plan seemed good to Pharaoh and to all his officials. So Pharaoh asked them, can we find anyone like this man, one in whom the spirit of God? Okay, so keep in mind, he knew there was obviously divine work, but he wasn't familiar with Jehovah. He doesn't say Jehovah here, okay? But he knows it's divine what's happening with Joseph. Verse 39, then Pharaoh said to Joseph, since God has made all this known to you, it was and Joseph was very clear when he talked to Pharaoh, I can't interpret dreams, but God can. And so that's where this comes from. So God has made this known to you. There is no one is so discerning and wise as you are. Wow. You shall be in charge of my palace, and all my people are to submit to your orders. Only with respect to the throne will I be greater than you. Okay, so the thing I wanted to point out here today is this. Pharaoh took notice of God in Joseph's life. Okay, everyone else, remember his other wise men, they couldn't answer the dream because the dream came from God. It didn't come from the demons. So they couldn't answer the dream. It only came from Joseph, and Joseph was clear, I can only interpret what God tells me. Okay, so Pharaoh would take notice of this, and when he's dealing with this and sees God has laid out what's coming, and then Joseph says, in order to prepare for this, you need to do this, and set aside 20% and so forth. And Pharaoh is thinking to himself, you know what? This guy just told me all this and laid it all out. It's obvious God is working in his life. Okay, so you look at that and you go, big deal. Who cares? The thing is, this also applies to you today. People should know that you serve a God, and it's obvious in your life. Okay, so if someone sees me, not necessarily walking down the street, but if they get to know me, it should be obvious that I'm a Christian and I follow Jesus. Okay, I'm not acting like the world and doing everything the world is doing, but I'm following God. So that should be evident in your life, and the Holy Spirit is there to help you with that. Okay, the Holy Spirit empowers you and gives you the giftings to do that. All right, and the Holy Spirit also is given to you to empower you to witness. Okay, so that Holy Spirit that we have inside of us should be evident to the world around us. So when they see Todd, they can go, oh, okay, that guy is obviously following Jesus here because of what I see happening in his life. Okay, if you don't look any different, and I'm not talking about the way you dress and stuff, but if you are no different than the world, it's like people don't notice you. Okay, because you're living just like the world. You're like, oh, I got to be like the world. So I got to, drink and party and smoke my dope and everything else, just like the world. No, that's not what God has called us to. God has called us to be different, and we should be different, and it should be evident. The Holy Spirit should be living that out in your life. Okay? Thanks for watching. I'm a regular dude walking in the Word, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow as we continue our journey here in Genesis. Lord's blessing. I'll see you then.